today we're gonna mess mostly with the computer hardware, getting that assembled and set up, and I hope you enjoy it. Talk to you soon. This video is made possible in part by Fusion Retro Books. Hold there, youngster. Do you think you know retro? Well, let me tell you, you don't. But Fusion Retro Books is here to help. From the Commodore 64 to the Amiga and the ZX Spectrum, Fusion Retro has a book on your favorite 8-bit computer. Relive the school park brawls of yesteryear by reading about how these little machines changed the course of history forever. Hardware not your thing? Don't worry. There are books on many other subjects, like famous developers, intriguing labels, heck, there's even original chiptune music. They even have digital copies of their books, so you can finish buying and start reading. If you have a need for retro that you simply cannot satisfy, visit FusionRetrobooks.com and get your fix today. I wanted to show you that the first parts for this new arcade project are here. They're not the most pretty, but thankfully I have the world's best expert in computing here with me today to help me. Jamie is gonna be doing all the computer assembly today. That is a Pentium e5800 3.2 gigahertz. It's a dual core CPU, so it's a little bit more powerful than a Raspberry Pi, which is great. As you can see, we have the cooler here. It has seen better days. It's not that bad, like I've seen worse, but we are gonna need to take care of this also. And I don't have the screws for this, so I'm gonna have to either 3D print them or figure something out. I also need some thermal paste, as this is pretty much gone. I know we have at least 1 gig of RAM, because one of the sticks is 1 gig. I don't know the capacity of the other one, so I don't know how much RAM we got. We're gonna be stuck with the onboard graphics for this, with the Intel onboard graphics that came with this processor, which is not ideal. But I don't have any graphics card that are compatible with PCIe. PCI, because all my cards are PCIe. I do have an NVIDIA GTX 465 and a Radeon R7 360, but neither of them would work with this. So we're kind of stuck with that. It's still gonna be, I think, either on par or a little bit more powerful, as some emulators are more CPU bound anyway, so I think we're gonna be okay. I think performance is gonna be kind of comparable to a Raspberry Pi. We have a 200 watt power supply of dubious quality. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out if this thing's even boot. My friend told me that it does boot, so, well, at least posts. I'm gonna figure out the booting part later. So yeah, we got a CPU, motherboard, RAM, cooler, and PSU. So we are on our way there, guys. We even have a start button, which we're gonna be putting on the outside of the case. So looking good. One of the things that I forgot to tell you in the earlier clip is that, as you can see, this board shows a little bit of flex. Actually, this is much better than it was. The way that the cooler was installed completely flexed the board, so I don't know if this board will post even. Hey guys, so this is the next day. I got some more stuff. I got some possible speakers, and the good thing is that they are USB powered, so I'm hoping that they are gonna get enough power from this board that I'm not gonna need an additional power supply or another hookup for this, which is gonna be good. They're not gonna be too loud, but you know, it's something. I also got this run-of-the-mill power cable here for power supply, and this keyboard and mouse. But I think the first thing that we should do is figure out if this thing actually works. I gotta figure out some way of mounting the cooling onto the motherboard so that my processor doesn't explode, and then hook everything up. I actually don't have a VGA cable for my monitor right now because this doesn't have DVI out or HDMI, obviously. So I'm gonna have to find a VGA cable and try it with my monitor. But first things first, we gotta figure out a way of mounting this onto this. And obviously we're gonna be adding some thermal paste to this because that's long gone. But hopefully we're gonna have this at least powered on by the end of the day. So, well, I found these, and I do have the nuts for them, for these bolts, but they go through here, which obviously is not good. So what I did was, bear with me here, I created these washers. Let's see if the camera focuses. There we go. I created these washers, which should prevent, if my calculations are correct, they should prevent this this bolt from going through. Let's just give it a quick try here. And I'm only doing 2 because this processor doesn't generate all that much heat. Yep, that works. That works. Just barely, but it does work. I'm gonna be using my saw to cut this to measure and to make it a little shorter. I also took out the. I'm working on the motherboard here, and I saw that there was actually, I don't know if you can see, but my processor is actually kind of dirty. So I'm gonna go in with Q-tips and IPA and just clean this a little bit before I put it back. And I'm gonna also be putting some new thermal paste here, and then we're gonna see if we can have this power on by today. All right guys, so here's the deal. As you can see, there's some thermal compound on this, and this side is gross. So we're gonna do a little bit of just very basic and very quick maintenance with some Q-tips and IPA to make sure our processor is making good contact with the board. I know there's probably much better ways of doing this, but this is just a quick and dirty way of just making sure that this part is clean, because it is pretty gross, as you can see. I'm just gonna give it a quick wipe down. Alrighty then, so that's the processor back in with a little bit of cleaning. We're gonna use my no brand thermal paste because that's how I roll. This is what I had, and this is the free to me arcade build. So alright, that should be okay. Let's throw that out. And now our janky thermal solution. Let's see. And there you guys have it. Let's see. Let's focus. There you go. It's not perfect. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? But I think this is gonna be good enough. I'm just gonna make sure they're the nuts and bolts are not touching anything, just not making any contact. And next step, I think it's gonna have to be trying this thing out. I haven't bolted it all the way down yet. I want to isolate some stuff properly, and then hopefully we're gonna get this to monitor with a VGA cable and try it out. Here's hoping. Alright guys, I have very low expectations of this working first time out, so change of setting. We're at my wife's mom's house. The computer is here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. We're gonna be plugging this in and kind of hoping for the best. I don't even have a power button. I only have a reset button, so I don't know if this is hooked up properly. We're gonna figure this out together as we go. Here we go. Okay. Are we gonna get a video output on that? Doesn't seem like it. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this worked the first time out. Okay. Run setup. That's fine. Is it detecting my CPU? I don't know. I cannot believe this is working. I wasn't able to see any memory stuff either, so I'm gonna check that now. Okay, RAM, Intel CPU U code loading error. Press F1 to resume. Press escape to boot. Okay. I cannot believe this is working. What? Oh my God. It's working. Oh my goodness. This is something else. I cannot believe this works. Well, somewhat works. Okay, at least we boot, we post. There's some issue with the processor that I can't figure out yet. But this is good times. I'm gonna take a picture here. This is good time. I think this is a good time as any to call it a day for this video. Next time we're gonna be figuring out what's going wrong with this. Let's see if the game works. Overall though, it seems like it's somewhat working. I don't know what to tell you. Let's leave it there though. It boots, post. I'm happy. Let's try to figure out what's wrong with it next time. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to give it a like. This has been in the works for a very long time, so any support is very much appreciated. See you next time. Bye bye. Hey guys, so this is kind of crazy. This is the board that we've been working on, and this is a board that I found in one of the computers that was laying around at my my mother-in-law's house. There was this old computer covered in mouse poop. I didn't film because I didn't want to like get the camera full of mouse poop, but I took this out and it wasn't working, so I didn't film anything with it. As you can see, I was trying to power this thing on. I didn't even have the cooler on it, but it wasn't powering on, so I didn't think anything of it. I tried everything that I could. I'd even swapped the processor out and it wasn't booting, and I really wanted this board to work because it is the same socket, so it is compatible with our better CPU that we had before, this dual core Pentium. This board originally came with a Pentium 4, but this is a newer Pentium that has dual core, so that's gonna give us a lot better performance, but it wasn't booting at all. And then I swapped out this stick of 2 gigs of RAM, and apparently that's the thing that was dead. I wasn't getting any video out even with a discrete GPU. I had no idea what was going on. It didn't work with a different CPU either, so I thought the motherboard was dead, but actually it appears to be the RAM. So I'm gonna be assembling this. I'm gonna put the cooler, which actually it has a proper cooler with proper mounts on it. I'm gonna assemble this back together, and we even have PCI Express 16 lanes, so I think I'm gonna be able to get my R7 360 here, and we're gonna have discrete GPU power here. It's gonna go from being quite a weak system to being something that's actually kind of like a low-end gaming PC, which is awesome. So let's assemble this real quick and see what we can come up with. Okay guys, so we're gonna have to use our custom cooling solution, as the cooler that appeared to be good that came with this board is now somehow seized up. Like you can barely move this thing. So let's see. We should boot up now with 2 gigs of RAM, the dual core Pentium, and onboard graphics. So let's give that a shot. Come on. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. That's awesome. Yes. Okay, let's set this up real quick. It detects the CPU properly because this is a newer board, so it's a dual core e5800. That is great stuff. Let's just see if we even load the OS. Let's mess with fan speeds later. Okay, that's good. Batocera Linux is loading. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Load the graphics. Load the graphics. Yes! 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 Whew! This is great. This is great. Okay, let's see how well we run. Now enter this guy. I'm guessing we're gonna have to reboot, but let's see if it'll just work when I plug it in. It is running Linux underneath, so I'm hopeful. Oh, gamepad detected. It only works, hey? Let's play some Doom. Ooh. Okay, and I think that'll do it for this episode. We have a working computer, dual core processor, e5800 dual core, Pentium, 2 gigs of RAM. I think we're gonna stick, if possible, with onboard graphics. And yeah, it only works, guys. So onwards and upwards, I say. Hey guys, so welcome to the end of the video. I will leave you with these absolutely gorgeous glamour shots of our main board. It is not clean yet, but it is finalized in terms of at least the core kit. We have a processor, cooling, and RAM on this motherboard, and it's all working nice and very stable. The next video is gonna come soon. It's gonna feature probably the start of laying out the cabinetry, start with the mockups, start with the display solution probably. So please subscribe, like this video if you like what we're doing. This took a very long time, so any love is appreciated. Share it, you know, leave us a comment, and we will be sure to see you next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click on the like button and leave us a comment below. Also, spare a moment to share this video on Twitter, Facebook, and all your social media pages. To get updates on all of our latest videos delivered straight to your inbox, subscribe now using the link on the screen.